Then Jesus used stories to teach them many things. He told them this story. A farmer went out to sow seed. While he was scattering the seed, some of it fell by the road. The birds came and ate all that seed. Other seed fell on rocky ground where there was not enough dirt. It grew very fast there because the soil was not deep. But when the sun rose, it burned the plants. The plants died because they did not have deep roots. Some other seed fell among thorny weeds. The weeds grew and stopped the good plants from growing, but some of the seed fell on good ground. There it grew and made grain. Some plants made 100 times more grain, some 60 times more, and some 30 times more. Then Jesus used another story to teach them. Jesus said, God's kingdom is like a man who planted good seed in his field. That night, while everyone was asleep, the man's enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat, and then left. Later, the wheat grew, and heads of grain grew on the plants, but at the same time the weeds also grew. Then the man's servant came to him and said, You planted good seed in your field. Where did the weeds come from? The man answered, An enemy planted weeds. The servants asked, Do you want us to go and pull up the weeds? He answered, No, because when you pull up the weeds, you might also pull up the wheat. Let the weeds and the wheat grow together until the harvest time. At the harvest time, I will tell the workers this. First gather the weeds and tie them together to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn. Then Jesus told the people another story. God's kingdom is like a mustard seed that a man plants in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it grows, it is the largest of all garden plants. It becomes a tree big enough for the birds to come and make nests in its branches. Then Jesus told them another story. God's kingdom is like yeast that a woman mixes in a big bowl of flour to make bread. The yeast makes all the dough rise. Jesus used stories to tell all these things to the people. He always used stories to teach them. This was to make clear the full meaning of what the prophet said. I will speak using stories. I will tell things that have been secrets since the world was made. Then Jesus left the people and went into the house. His followers came to him and said, Explain to us the meaning of the story about the weeds in the field. The man who planted the good seed in the field is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the people in God's kingdom. The weeds are the people who belong to the evil one. And the enemy, who planted the bad seed, is the devil. The harvest is the end of time, and the workers who gather are God's angels. The weeds are pulled up and burned in the fire. It will be the same at the end of time. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will find the people who cause sin and all those who do evil. The angels will take those people out of his kingdom. They will throw them into the fire, and there the people will be crying and grinding their teeth with pain. And the godly people will shine like the sun. They will be in the kingdom of their Father. God's kingdom is like a treasure hidden in a field. One day a man found the treasure. He hid it again and was so happy that he went and sold everything he owned and bought the field. Also, God's kingdom is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. One day he found a very fine pearl. He went and sold everything he had to buy it. Also, God's kingdom is like a net that was put into the lake. The net caught many different kinds of fish. It was full. So the fishermen pulled it to the shore. They sat down and put all the good fish in baskets. Then they threw away the bad fish. It will be the same at the end of time. The angels will come and separate the evil people from the godly people. They will throw the evil people into the place of fire. There the people will cry and grind their teeth with pain. Then Jesus asked his followers, Do you understand all these things? They said, Yes, we understand. Then Jesus said to the followers, So every teacher of the law who has learned about God's kingdom has some new things to teach. He is like the owner of a house. He has new things and old things saved in that house. And he brings out the new with the old.